everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. So today we are playing another deck influenced by the new cards released from the Scholomance expansion. This is GetMeowth's Egg Hunter, and my goodness, it is a glorious, glorious deck. So there are some cool new inclusions from the expansion. The True Aim Crescent. It's a 1-cost weapon, 1 attack, 4 durability. After your hero attacks a minion, your minions attack it too. So very, very good for helping to trigger those eggs. Bloated Python, which costs 3. It's a 1/2 body. Death Rattle, summon a 4/4 hapless handler. And as we go further down the deck list, Teacher's Pet, 5 cost, 4/5 body. It's Taunt and a Death Rattle minion, and you're summoning a random 3-cost beast on the Death Rattle. And finally, Vectus in this deck. So we've played Vectus before. 5 cost, 4/4 body, Battle Cry, summon 2 1/1 whelps. Each gains a Death Rattle from your minions that died this game. So, all in all, this is an updated take on Egg Hunter, and I think early in the game you want to aim to get 1, maybe 2 eggs present onto the board and then trigger those Death Rattles as quickly as possible with Play Dead, with Terrascale Stalker, with Feign Death if you have to, although maybe you want to keep Feign Death for a little bit later down the line to get a little bit more value from it. But if you can go wide on the board early and trigger those Death Rattles early, you can get a board presence that's really hard for your opponent to deal with. So let's not forget Deathstalker Rexar in this deck for some additional value, and Sylvanas for stealing a big enemy threat, like a taunt that's in the way. So let's have a look at this deck in action. And our first game is against a Druid. So at the moment, what exists on the Wild Mode ladder in terms of Druid? I've been facing a lot of Malygos Druid, more than anything else. And they're able to ramp up incredibly quickly and kill you incredibly quickly too. So if it is a race with him to find his combos with Malygos, it's a race for me to get the eggs onto the board, trigger the Death Rattles. Okay, Coin Wildgrowth. He wants to ramp. Interestingly, I have seen less Aggro Druid recently. In the first couple of days of the expansion, I was seeing a lot more Aggro Druid, but that seems to have calmed down now. Juicy Psych Melon on 4, sure. So good for him. Now I'm happy to commit the Necromechanic here. I'm just going to assume that he can't kill it this turn. And it'll make him think twice before he commits a minion to the board, because, of course, I can just trade the Bloated Python into whatever he plays, get it killed off, double the Death Rattle. Feign Death here, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And we should have played the tracking first. Teron Gorefiend is disgusting here. Yeah, should have played the tracking first. Don't think it would have changed anything as such. We are vulnerable to Spreading Plague. But we could probably clear through the minions. The scarabs on the board. We could probably clear through them relatively quickly. We just need to kill him before he kills us. I think that's the key thing. We've seen the Juicy Psych Melon. That's really, really scary. It means those combo pieces are being drawn. There's the Spreading Plague, and I am thrilled that Blizzard have shortened the animation time. Instead of wasting our time with Spreading Plague, they've shortened the animation time so the scarabs don't come out one by one. They all appear at the same time. I think that's brilliant. I make those trades correctly? Could I have injured one more of those scarabs? It's drawing cards, wow. Just getting ever closer to whatever combo that he's looking for. He could have killed that necromechanic by now, because he's used 2 wraths on it. But he's really insistent on drawing cards. I guess that's the correct play, right? You have to find your combo as quickly as possible. I'm not really sure what to do here. We've got various options in our hand, and I don't know what the optimal correct play is.
I owe you one. Not my best day on the job. I owe you one.
Being a little reckless here with the trades, I did not thinking them through very carefully.
That was wild.
But now we can trigger the death rattle. Is that worth doing here? I think it is.
Listen and obey.
Not my best day on the job.
Although I could have played the lion actually, and I would have got a rush minion, which would have cleared. Yeah, it would have cleared the 5 health scarab. So that was a bit of a misplay on my part. Again, not thinking this through too carefully.
Well played, indeed. Suffer as the wildlands suffer.
I owe you one.
I'm surprised he hasn't been able to kill me yet.
I owe you one.
Suffer as the wildlands
Oh, he's not happy. No combo for him.
played.
Alright. Time for a warlock.
Victory for the
And if this is a discard lock, the test for this deck will be whether it can keep up with a discard lock on the board. 2 eggs in hand to start with, not bad. We now just need to really draw Play Dead. I'd like to see Terrascale Stalker. I still need to figure out the optimal way of playing this weapon. How to get the best value from it. So, Nerubian Egg, I guess, gets me a 4/4, so I think initially that's my preference over the Serpent Egg, which is only a 3/4 body that comes out. Tap, right. Perhaps tells me this is not a discard lock. And that's a very timely pickup. Incredibly timely. This is pressure. This is board presence that we're looking for. Meanwhile, Unstable Felbert. Okay. Sure. We don't get the value on the rush effect, but we get the value on a death rattle, and I think that is more important than anything else. Okay, so it's Reno Lock. Interesting. Very rarely have I come across Reno Lock in the August season. I guess at the start of a season, if everybody is playing aggressive decks, maybe it makes sense to play a Reno deck to counter the aggro. But I'm not sure how Reno Lot performs against Reno Mage. I assume Reno Mage is far superior. And there's a lot of Reno Mage around. So, anyway, we have a lot of damage on board. There's 12 damage. So I will commit the Necromechanic, even though it's not getting its value on this board. But there's value still to come. We have Vectus. It's fine. Oh, hello. Isn't that interesting? We have Play Dead as well. Sure. I think we go in here.
Listen and obey.
Okay. So you could AoE this board if you want. You can clear this board. We'll get the death rattles triggered, and that's what matters. We're going to keep our board presence.
We're gonna be rich.
Oh, okay. Reno on 6. Sure. But we are still in the driver's seat. We could go all face here and ignore Reno, but I think we need to kill Reno. I think it'd be wise to. We don't have lethal. I want to keep the board clear. And I want to avoid shenanigans where he can bounce Reno back to hand. The question is, how do we trade into Reno? What are we looking to kill off? What are we happy to lose on the board here?
Victory is in my grasp.
I could just... yeah, I could trade the 3-4. We could trade Teron here. Just to get board presence back. And maintain the health on everything else. May seem a little silly popping Teron there, given that we have Play Dead in hand, and so we can get another wave onto the board, but I think this is fine.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Okay. I thought it was fine in terms of being a finisher for this game, but I was clearly mistaken. So now in hindsight, because of Zephyrus and Brawl, it was a mistake to have popped Teron as I did. Should have kept the death rattle active for moments like this. However, we still have a lot of damage. That's 8 on board, hero powers 2, the weapon is 1. It's not lethal. But he's nearly dead. Reno's gone.
Push the attack.
I don't know if I want to commit Vectus here. Do we commit? No, we don't. Because we're thinking of Defile, shenanigans. We want to play around that.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Wow. So if we trade into Ziliax, he goes up to 7. That would put us 1 off lethal again, I think. And so far, we've not been able to use this weapon in the way that was intended. Anyway. May as well commit the Vectus then. We'll happily play into Defile if he's got it, but if he's got Defile, that's fine. As long as he's not healing. So all we need to do is hero power next turn, press the button, and we should win the game. In that sense, I don't particularly care what happens to the board. Mal'Ganis could be annoying, maybe? No, he's still dead if he gets Mal'Ganis onto the board somehow. Void Caller.
Well played, indeed.
Pretty sweet win there. Out pressuring Arena Lock. And withstanding Reno.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Okay, next game is against a mage, and as I'm playing more games with this deck, I'm thinking that I'm getting more comfortable with the playstyle and with what's expected.
The moment is upon us.
Oh, Deathstalker Rexar. I'm going to keep that. I don't know if that was actually the right pick here, if we're going up against a Quest Mage? Oh, he hasn't played the Quest. It's not Quest Mage. Okay. Because with Quest Mage, I mean, you're on a clock, aren't you? They aim to play the quest, complete the quest as quickly as possible, burst you down with giants. I don't know if Deathstalker Rexar does much in that kind of a situation. Unless the beasts that you generate are going to protect your face. But then they play Vargoth, don't they? So they get 3 turns, three attempts at getting to kill you in one go.
Planets and stars! Power for the taking!
But this is not a Quest Mage, but it could very well be a Reno Mage. In which case, maybe I'm happy with Rexar. In terms of being able to outvalue him over the long game.
Listen and obey.
Not my best day on the job.
Happy to push forward to the face. Could have made a value trade there. But he's going to have to trade here anyway, and he'll have to ping, so it's fine. Yeah. Still maintaining pressure on the board. That's more pressure, so we play that for sure.
I owe you one.
Such a perfect specimen.
Interesting. He just plays Zola. Just to put something on the board? Sure. Okay.
My pack will hunt you down.
I owe you
So,
one.
does he have Reno on 6? I think that's the question. And if he doesn't, he'll have to ping the 5-1. But then that's not a good idea anyway, because something else comes onto the board. Which is making his life really, really awkward here. Really difficult.
We're gonna be
Of course. Of course he had it. They always have it. Everybody has Reno on 6 apart from me.
Not my best day on the job.
Well, fine. So now your Reno's gone. How are you going to heal? Interesting.
Well done, interloper.
And does that mean that he thinks he's going to win the game?
Push the attack.
Hence the emote?
I owe you one. I owe you one.
We're one off. Interesting. Okay, sure. Do your worst. You were at 1 health. Just got to press the hero power button and you're dead. So you could freeze the board with a discovered spell like Frost Nova. Doesn't matter. He's just dead.
I will crush your delusions.
Still dead.
Unity, precision,
Still dead.
Well played, indeed.
Okay, so Reno Mage outpaced. Fantastic.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Alright, another Druid. I don't know if I quite like facing Druids. Druids, out of everything that's out there at the moment, particularly Malygos Druid, it's rather scary. Would I prefer to face Aggro Druid with this deck? I think I would, because I think you can fight for the board. Particularly with a weapon like this, I think it's pretty good at sniping down 1 health minions, which you're likely to get at the start of an Aggro Druid game. But this is not Aggro Druid because he hasn't played anything. So it must be another Malygos Druid. Well, this is a good opener.
Listen and obey.
And we can follow up with Teron next turn. And we have a nice curve, a 3 into a 4 into a 5. And if you've got that kind of a curve here, you, I think, just stand a good chance of steamrolling. Or at least get them to overcommit spells to remove your minions, but not develop anything of their own on their side of the board.
I wonder.
He's thinking about this. He's probably cursing the fact that I got this start. Maybe we'll just concede. What to do, indeed. Okay, hero power. Fantastic. Oh, that's pretty nice. Oh.
I was the first to know.
So next turn we could feign death just to get value on Teron again. If all he's going to do is hero power my face, I just take advantage of this. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. Play the egg, play the feign death. We just get super wide board. So I wonder if pressing the hero power button was better than playing the egg on the last turn. I wonder. Is that 2 damage more considerable in terms of influencing a positive outcome for this game? If swipe is your entire turn, I'm happy with that. So... concede?
Well played indeed.
Are we just too fast for him? Sure, give us more mana. Okay, so let's count the damage. It's not lethal. So we just develop. Okay, spreading plague or bust, I think.
I
Yep.
can see.
No spreading plague. Excellent. Okay, so GetMeowth's Egg Hunter. Really fun deck to play. Really refreshing. Feels different to anything else that's out there. Yes, some of my plays were not terribly optimal in this video. You know, the Spreading Plague trades were not optimal. Decisions about popping Teron Gorefiend, they're not optimal. I probably should have waited another turn to get more value. Things like that have not been working out for me. Probably because I'm in a rush and I want to play as many decks as possible for this new expansion, experience as many things as possible. So quicker games means I get a chance to play more games, right, in the time that I have. But I need to take a step back, I need to chill out, and I need to realise this expansion is going to be with us for a number of months, and so on that basis there's going to be plenty of time to experience new things. So yes, love this deck. I love Deathstalker Rexar in it. I think that there are situations where your eggs can get silenced, situations where your eggs can get psychic screamed away, and actually Rexar coming through could give you a little bit of extra pressure that you need to sort of push lethal or to find beasts that can tide things over until you're able to get more eggs onto the board and trigger those death rattles. I like Rexar. And if only against aggro, having him for that 2 damage AoE can be life-saving, literally. So, yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to GetMeowth's for this deck. And I'll see you guys all again very soon, as always, for more one-word fun.